This is not my normal video at all. At all. I feel like I talk about garden stuff, cooking, things like that. But today, we're dealing with the mess of my own creation. So this room in our house used to be my office. Like I said, it's still the office, but I used to have a clothing business, and I sold clothes for 4.5 years, and it was great. It helped with, income, all of that. It got to the point where I didn't need it. The kids came first, so my clothing business went away. And then over the winter, I decided, let's move all the canned goods. Or I think I did it earlier. I did all the canned goods in here, and then in the winter, I was like, well, let's revamp it a little bit better. So we did. But at the same time, this past year, we have started homeschooling, and if you homeschool, I feel like there's just a lot of stuff you seem to have, where you accumulate art supplies, things like that, like the curriculum for this year. And our house doesn't have, like, good storage. Like, our linen closet doesn't really function well at all. We don't have a big pantry. Our laundry room is very long and narrow, very unusable space. So this room became the extra pantry. It's where a lot of our canning stuff is. It's where the homeschool stuff is. It's where all the office stuff is. Like all that paper you need to hold on to as an adult. And it also holds my sewing stuff, which is what I do for myself for fun. So that's in here, and today we're going to work on this closet. It's a black hole. But it's because it's one of those closets that only has a one-wire shelf, and it's not functional, and everything is just kind of thrown into it. So I got a shelving unit and these shelf liners, and we are going to build a shelf, and we are going to start organizing some things in here a little bit better. When I sew, I am like a tornado beyond belief, and then when I get done with the project, I clean it up, and then I repeat the process. But I've kind of done like a few projects back to back, and I cleaned up so well. So I got to work on that. This is like my project basket of stuff I'm going to use, but this basket might go in there for storage. So I gotta get working on some stuff. So here we go. It's built. It is 60 inches tall, so basically my height. I got it 14 by 24, 60 inches high. And then I got these thingies that go on like this, shelf liners, to keep things from falling through. Our goal over the next few years is to redo all the closets in our house, but right now that is not on our to-do list. And this is about like a $60 fix, and it could be a permanent fix because this closet isn't on my to-do list to do first. I would much rather do our closets because the ones in the master are already falling apart. my closet brace right here because it's the nasty wire rack, but you know what, it's going to work just fine, and it works perfectly for where I need it. So now I'm going to go track down the level. We're going to get it leveled, and then I have to organize all the school stuff. Lots of craft stuff, extra stuff. You know, I just have like construction paper and just all sorts of things because my kids are, one will be in preschool, one will be in first grade next year, and we're just at the age where you need a lot of that crafty stuff, and I want to keep that side of my kids' brain engaged. So I got to do that, but at the same time, I think I'm going to have a shelf where it's like office-y stuff is organized as well. So I am going to go grab the level, the bins I've accumulated from around the house, and we're gonna work on the next process. I started to put things in now that it's leveled. Got like extra office-y things like paper and craft, like a craft shelf started. The paint is up high for a reason. And now I'm just trying to figure out organizing some stuff for our actual school, like school supplies. I have a box of stuff for this next year. I have our school cart, and I have a feeling I should grab our school cart and basically pull everything off of it I know I'm not going to use right now at least, or maybe this upcoming year, and then put some of our stuff the kids could use over the summer because, you know, they're still around. They still like to do the kind of school-oriented things. It's still fun to them, and I want it to be fun while it lasts. So, I guess it's time to bring in some stuff and keep organizing. Okay, it's a little dark to see in here, but I've got the shelf completely in here, and I love that I have a little extra space on top. So my measuring worked out well. So I have, you know, the adulting filing cabinet. This is a container I had in here previously. It has the leftover shipping supplies and then some odds and ends electronics and extra things. This system is working for now. All my shipping supplies left over from my previous business, they're all still good, and I still use them every so often. So they're all taken care of right there. Now, if I come in here, it's a little hard to see because it is around the corner and I don't have a light in here. That's one of the things. I have a basket for filing cards. I have some office supplies, extra workbooks I picked up, extra craft supplies I don't want the kids getting into. I have in here our phonics stuff, Bob books, some little crafts we can work on, all of our flashcards, some extra markers, more crafty stuff, more like loose paper. This is everything for next school year. And then down here is all of our craft stuff, like all my holiday crafting, all of my little like paints and stuff. And then down here in the corner is my shredder, and it is labeled. So everything is labeled. It's not the prettiest labeling, but it is labeled. And since then, I've even collected a basket full of more kind of arts school supplies. So I'm just going to keep collecting it. And then after I've collected, I am going to kind of revamp any of my drawer systems or put them into little totes. I will deal with it then. I do want to pick up some more of these kind of things when it's school supplies time, because they will stack nicely and I can organize, you know, little more art stuff just a bit easier, and it's easier to pull out one thing at a time. In this corner, it seems like a black hole, but it has some of my extra lighting equipment from back when I did pictures. It's all still good, and I do use it time to time. I have my back massager in here. And then I have all of my vintage aprons I have been selling. I haven't been doing it as active lately just because I had my hip replacement, so they are there safely. Some extra adulting things, binders, and then my thermal scanner, or not thermal scanner, what is that? That's my laminator. So everything in here is so much nicer, so much more organized, and now I can shut the door, and I even put my ironing board on the back, so when I shut it, everything over here just looks so much nicer. I have gotten my desk organized. This over here looks a little bit better. I realize it's still a lot, but I am working with what I have, and I am not going out and buying a whole bunch of stuff. This shelf my husband actually built in high school, and then here's my stuff to organize, and then let me show you the school cart. So here is our school cart. This is the Target's version of that IKEA rolling cart. I got it back when my daughter was a baby, and it's what I used for all of like the newborn stuff because she didn't really need much, but it was perfect to move around the house. Down here, I have some extra art supplies. What are these called? Like the lacing things, some puzzles, just stuff we can grab and the kids can do. I found these awesome learn and color books at Sam's Club, and there is just so much fun stuff, and my kids love these kind of books. And then I just have little books for things, our dry erase books. I have a few different easy ones, and they're just fun to pull out. And if you have little kids, these reusable sticker books are so much fun. My kids love doing all sorts of fun things. We have the farm and the trucks. And then I have some extra school supplies left over from this past school year, but they're gonna stay here for now until I figure some things out. And then next is tackling the rest of my space. Thank you all so much for joining me today as I organize our homeschool stuff. If you follow Angela Braniff, or you know of her on YouTube from the homeschool community, she has so much amazing homeschool organization and ways she does it. I am just not on that level whatsoever. I really truly believe with working what you have. So my next big project in this room is organizing some of my sewing stuff, because if you sew, you know that like stuff just accumulates. It's one of those crafts that I don't know how to be a minimalist with it. I try not to buy more than I need, but somehow you just end up with so much supplies. So that is my next thing, but I also have my canning stuff that rotates through here, so there's just so much stuff. We have like some long-term food things, so I need to focus on some organization, and my brain is just not there yet. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a good day, friends, and I will talk to you later. Bye.